Once upon a time, nestled in a small, sun-drenched village, lived a little girl named Lily. Lily wasn't known for her dazzling singing voice or her ability to climb the tallest oak tree, though she tried. No, Lily was known for something far more special, her unwavering honesty. It was as natural to her as breathing, a part of her very soul. If you asked Lily if she liked your new haircut, and she didn't, she'd scrunch up her nose and say, "It looks a bit like a startled bird's nest, but maybe it will calm down tomorrow." It wasn't mean, it was just Lily. One crisp autumn morning, the village was buzzing with excitement. The annual Harvest Festival was just a week away, and the highlight was always a great pie contest. The prize was a beautiful, hand-carved music box from the famous toy maker in the city, a treasure coveted by everyone, young and old. The village's best baker, Mrs. Gable, was the reigning champion, her apple pies legendary throughout the valley. Lily's grandmother, a sweet woman with flour perpetually dusted on her apron, decided to enter the contest this year. She had a secret recipe for a berry pie passed down through generations. For days, the cozy scent of baking filled their little cottage. Lily watched, wide-eyed, as her grandmother lovingly mixed, rolled, and crimped the dough. Finally, the masterpiece was ready, a glorious pie with a lattice crust, bubbling with a deep purple filling of blackberries, blueberries, and a secret dash of elderflower. "Lily, my dear," her grandmother said, wiping her hands on her apron, "I need to run to the market for some cream. Can you watch the pie? Don't let anyone, and I mean anyone, even look at it too hard." Lily nodded solemnly. "I'll guard it with my life, Grandma." She pulled up a small stool and sat beside the cooling pie, its sweet aroma making her tummy rumble. It was the most beautiful pie she had ever seen. The crust was golden brown, and tiny drops of purple syrup glistened like jewels. Just then, her best friend, Tom, peeked through the open door. "Wow, Lily, is that your grandma's pie for the contest? It smells amazing," he exclaimed, inching closer. "Grandma said no one can look at it too hard," Lily recited, puffing out her chest. "I'm not looking hard, just admiring," Tom said, his eyes fixated on a particularly plump blackberry peeking through the crust. "I bet it tastes even better than it smells." Lily's stomach rumbled again. The temptation was a little tickle in the back of her mind. What would one tiny bite hurt? Just one little berry from the edge? No one would ever know. She imagined the sweet, tangy burst of flavor. Her hand twitched. But then, she pictured her grandmother's trusting smile. Honesty wasn't just about not telling lies. It was about being true, even when no one was watching. "No," Lily said firmly, shaking her head. "We can't. It's for the contest. It wouldn't be right." Tom shrugged, disappointed but understanding. "You're right. See you later," and he was off. The day of the festival arrived, bright and clear. The village square was a kaleidoscope of colors, filled with music, laughter, and the delicious smells of festive food. The contest table was laden with pies of every description. Mrs. Gable's apple pie sat proudly in the center, a picture of perfection. Lily and her grandmother placed their berry pie next to it. It looked humble but smelled heavenly. The judges, a panel of 3 stern-faced village elders, began their solemn duty. They tasted each pie, murmuring amongst themselves. When they got to Mrs. Gable's pie, they nodded in approval. Then, they took a slice of Grandma's berry pie. A hush fell over the crowd. Judge Elmsworth took a bite. His bushy eyebrows shot up in surprise. He took another. The other two judges followed, their stern faces melting into smiles of pure delight. But as they cut another slice, a tiny gasp came from the crowd. There, nestled deep within the pie, was a small, gray stone, no bigger than a blueberry. It must have been accidentally scooped up with the berries. A wave of murmurs rippled through the onlookers. A stone in the pie. How careless! Mrs. Gable shot a triumphant look towards Lily's grandmother, whose face had turned pale. The judges looked at the stone, then at each other, their smiles gone. It was a clear disqualification. Lily's heart sank. It wasn't fair. It was an accident. Her grandmother had worked so hard. Tears welled in Lily's eyes. She saw the beautiful music box, its prize ribbon glinting in the sun. She saw the disappointment on her grandmother's face. And then, something happened. As a head judge, Mr. Abernathy was about to announce the disqualification, Mrs. Gable stepped forward. She was a proud woman, not known for her warmth, but something in her expression had softened. "Wait," she said, her voice clear and strong. Everyone turned to look at her. There's something you should know." She took a deep breath. "My pie. It isn't my recipe. My eyesight isn't what it used to be, and I couldn't read my old recipe card properly. I asked my niece to write it out for me, but she accidentally gave me a page from a new cookbook. It's a good pie, but it's not the Gable family secret apple pie." She looked down at her hands. "It wouldn't be honest of me to accept the prize under false pretenses." The crowd was stunned into silence. No one had ever seen Mrs. Gable so vulnerable. Inspired by this unexpected act of honesty, Mr. Abernathy cleared his throat. "Well," he began, a slow smile spreading across his face. "It seems we have a festival full of honesty today. A stone in a pie is an unfortunate accident. But a pie made with love and a secret family recipe, that's the heart of this contest. And an honest heart," he said, nodding toward Mrs. Gable, "is just as important." He then turned to the crowd. "We have decided that while the stone is a technical issue, the pie itself is, without a doubt, the most delicious we have tasted all year. And given the circumstances, we feel there is only one fair thing to do." He walked over to the prize table. He picked up the beautiful music box, but he didn't hand it to Lily's grandmother. Instead, he turned to the crowd. "This year, the prize for the Great Pie Contest will be shared. For the most delicious pie, and for the most honest baker." He presented the music box to both Lily's grandmother and a teary-eyed Mrs. Gable. The two women, rivals just moments before, looked at each other and shared a genuine smile. That evening, as the festival fireworks painted the sky, Lily sat on her porch swing, the faint melody from the music box drifting from inside the cottage. Her grandmother had decided it should live at Mrs. Gable's house for the first 6 months. Lily learned something very important that day. Honesty wasn't always easy. Sometimes it was inconvenient, and sometimes it meant admitting you were wrong. But it was like a seed. When you planted it, it could grow into something beautiful and unexpected, something that could even make a proud baker and a humble grandmother see eye to eye. And that, Lily thought, was a prize far more valuable than any music box. Thanks so much for watching our story today. We hope it brought a little warmth and inspiration to your day. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more heartwarming tales. We love having you as part of our community. See you in the next video.